we're talking high school basketball. The high school basketball season tipped off this past weekend, and want to applaud once again my staff at RCS Sports. You guys can go and check out the VIP news on that website, rcssports.com. And while doing so, I wanted to show you guys something in a second about on that website. And we updated the VIP news this morning. We've updated the team rankings. Also, over the past week, the regular season just started on Friday. Between the three of us, Doug Jones, Jeffrey Day, and myself, we've seen 9 games. Jeffrey Day opened up the week. He went and saw Legacy and Level Up last Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, he went and saw Premier Academy at St. Pius. Then on Friday, Jeffrey Day saw Katie Taylor at Side Springs. On Friday, I was at Concordia Lutheran, played at Westfield. Then, of course, late on that Friday night, I went over to the Midnight Madness at C. King High School, which was jumping. On Saturday, I saw Crosby and Yates. Then I later went and saw Level Up and Premier Academy. How the Premier Academy is based out of Fallbrook. That's their home court, the Fallbrook Church.
Awesome.
That's where Premier Academy plays at now.
Awesome.
So got a chance to go over there and check out and watch Gilbert Good and his program playing against the Premier with the 7-footer Doak, and went there with my cousins, Wayne Johnson, Ray Johnson, Jerome Lewis, and all those. We sit there and got a chance to fellowship. Went and ate after the game, and that's good when your first cousins get together and watch the day up, watch basketball and go in fellowship. Also on Saturday, Doug Jones saw Manville and Atascocita that day. Then he went over to see Dobie and Dickinson that afternoon. Jeffrey Day was in San Antonio with his family already, and when he slid over to check out Legacy and San Antonio Wagner. This is 1 week of action, 9 games. We have 9 more games that we are scheduled to see this week. And once again, rcssports.com, you guys make sure. Now, what happened in some of these games? Here's what I want to show you guys. And what I'm going to, let me see how to make this pop, how to make this pop. I'm going to show you something.
I just want to know about Johnny Coswell.
There we go right here.
Okay.
There we go right here. I'm giving it to you right here. Let me know when you got it on there.
I got it.
All now, right. What you see right here, guys, is the VIP news on rcssports.com. Let me show you how easy this is, what you're missing. When you go and you see the VIP news, you click on up here the VIP news, it'll bring you to this screen. Then you go click read more. These are little tidbits right here. You click read more and watch what happens. All of this comes on your screen. I'm giving you a sneak peek of what's in the VIP news. Now, the Yates versus Crosby game. This recap is very detailed with a lot of stats from that game right here. All right, keep going. Look at all this writing. This is one day. Westfield and Concordia Lutheran. Their recap is right here. Look at all this writing. I'm going up. I'm going up. Going up. Atascocita and Manville. Look at this recap with all of the stats that you need inside the article. All right? And the leading and the scores and the percentages, everything. Right up. Recap. Dickinson and Dobie. That recap is right here. And also it caps off the day explaining to you about Legacy, the School of Sports Science, and their upcoming showdown against Duncanville, which will take place on December the 4th. That's a Friday night. Now, speaking of schools, the rankings are updated. How to see the rankings? I click on team rankings, right? And these are the updated rankings for the week. All of these are top 30 high school teams. And it's just right here, you'll see the win-loss record and who they've won against and who they've lost against for those that have lost. Check out the rankings. Now, You can click that up out of there. We can go back to what happened this past weekend. Now, this past weekend, you asked me about this Yates game. We'll start there.
No, I didn't ask you about late Yates. I asked you, see, you got to remember, see, you keep getting it. I asked you about Johnny Carswell. And he said he 5'6" now. So whatever else you used to have him, he 5'6" now. And I didn't mention Yates. I mentioned John Carswell. That's all I want to know. What happened with me? That's my man. Tell me what happened with Johnny. That's what I want to know. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my nephew.
Well, you know, one thing that's funny is at the beginning of that Yates article, Hatter, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it off to you. The first two sentences of that recap in the VIP news with Yates. I'm gonna read this off to you. Two things are hard to ignore when walking into any gymnasium are the tallest and the smallest players on the floor. Number 22 ranked Chooks Isatua. He's 6'9", senior. He opened the season with career highs of 29 points, 12 rebounds, right? While Mighty Mike Johnny Carswell, I had him at 5'4". You say 5'6" right now. Okay, he got a little fro. Yeah. So you might, sometimes they want to put that thing all the way down on top of the hair. They're going to let it just go. Okay, that's what you want to do. We can rock with 5'6". He connected on 10 of 13 field goals, including 8 of 11 from three-point land to produce 30 points as Yates overcame a 16-point deficit to defeat Crosby 98-80. And you can read the rest of that in the VIP news. That's the beginning, the first paragraph of that article telling you about this Yates game. Guys, I don't want to go into too much details, but I was there. PJ Haggerty plays for Crosby, and he finished with a game high 36 points, but he did not shoot the ball well from the floor. He was 9 for 27 from the field. You follow me, guys? 9 for 27 from the field. He had 36 points, but an 18-point loss.
Wait a minute.
Which I always tell people.
Wait. What the other kid had?
He had 36.
Okay, and he was what?
9 for 27 from the field. Did not shoot it well.
9 of 27 from the field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's not a good day shooting the ball. He got to the free throw line. He was 17 for 22 from the free throw line.
Okay.
But once again, I always tell people, if you're gonna lose, if you in the event of losing, you're supposed to get your money.
Yeah.
So he got his money. And so he did not play bad. Sometimes a lot of people, they'll tie things up and they'll miss things. A lot of people want you to applaud a 36-point effort in a 20-point loss, so to speak, 18 technically. I acknowledge the 36-point effort, but the 36-point effort was also 1 for 7 from three-point land, and 17 of those came from the free throw line, 9 of 27 from the floor, meaning that I know he can shoot it better. And then the other thing is, there was I think John Urey called me. He hit me up. Man, they triple teamed him. And I said, John, Yates didn't triple team that boy, that young man. I was there. First of all, guys, understand something. You guys know, many of you know that I followed Jack Yates high school basketball. Been following them for the most part since Greg Wise got there. Greg Wise style, he does not double team anybody. Now, what he would do, they would send traps at you at certain points of the flow, in certain zones of the floor that you are in. You would get trapped.
Of course.
To force you to get off the ball.
That's the way they play.
Exactly. They don't. So in your mind, you're thinking because you're dribbling the guy coming to double, he's not double teaming you. He's sending a trap at you.
If you got the ball, I'm at you, baby.
and I want to correct, and I want to make sure, because people would say that, will say, man, and I said, man, why they didn't play him one-on-one? They did play him man-to-man. Just that he has to find a way to go back and get the ball after he releases the ball. That's the hard part, because it's going to take legs to go, or somebody got to go purposely set you a pick to free you to go and get the ball again. Once you get off that ball, then they are not letting you get that ball back easily. Now, it will happen. That's how Yates play.
That's how they play.
Now, however, if you want to take it and run with it,
as a triple
guys,
team, yeah, we can take it. We'll take it like that.
It's not a triple team, not a double team. It's a trap.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Now, what the thing is, what I can say, and I mentioned in the write-up, that this young man reached what would I call rare air against a Jack Yates coach team. When I say rare air, here's what I mean. There's only 5 players since Greg Wise has been coaching at Yates High School. There's only 5 players that I know of. Now, if you know of another one, feel free to post it right now, that has scored 35 or more points against Yates. Once again, only 5 players that I know of. Yates, Greg Wise went to Yates in 2007.
I know one.
2007 when he got to Yates, right?
I know one. The young fella from the Mark.
No, they said Julian Lewis didn't hit 35.
No, the kid who played last year was at the game.
Oh, Jordan Ivory Curry.
Yes.
How much did he have last year?
I don't know.
Did he have 35?
He had 35. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Bobby Benjamin, where you at?
I know he had 30 something. It might have been 33. I don't know if he had 35.
I remember Daniel House having 40. Yeah, he had 36.
But I'm gonna write that down. That's one to check. Like I say, I know 5 that I know of, and I'm write down the Jordan Ivory Curry versus Yates, and I'm gonna see. And that's in the playoff game last year when they went and now remember, De'Aaron Fox in the Hoops Giving Classic at Second Baptist High School against Yates. He was in the 10th grade at the time, I think, or maybe the 11th. I think the 11th. He scored it. Justice Winslow scored 40 in the 9th grade when he was at St. John's against Yates at Butler Fieldhouse in the Houston in the old JC's tournament. Emmanuel Moutier scored that against Yates. Remember the video went viral when Prime Prep came to Yates High School. I brought Prime Prep to Yates High School in the old school, and that's when Prime Prep had Terrence T. Ferg and all those guys, and they came in there and beat old Yates, and Moutier made his exclamation point against them. Daniel House, when he was a freshman.
I remember, 42.
He wasn't at Hightower. He was at Sharpstown.
Yep.
Daniel House scored like 43 against Yates as a freshman. And the other one is another guy that was from Houston that moved to Dallas and came back and played Yates, and he showed his butt against Yates. Jamal Branch, believe it or not. Yes, the Jamal Branch you see walking around doing the workouts. Jamal Branch used to play at Atascocita, him and Tiny Gallon. Tiny moved to Oak Hill. Jamal went to Arlington Grace Prep, and that was the school where Isaiah Austin played at. Remember Isaiah Austin, who went on and was a star at Baylor, that had his NBA career stopped short because of his condition, medical condition. Those are the only ones. And now John Carswell says 4 of the 5 are NBA guys. Yep.
So you got to be, in other words, you got to be a bad dude to do that on that team.
Yeah, but yeah. But I mean, because you're going to have legs. Now the thing is,
and you got to have help. You got to have another player on your team that's pretty good too now.
Yeah, I mean, and well, what I saw from, and I mentioned in the write-up, I'm gonna get too much. These guys got to go and read the write-up, and I break it all the way down because Yates was without 2 starters. Crosby was also without 2 starters. Crosby is still in football. Yates is done with football. Yates had 3 players who played a lot of minutes on Saturday. The football team got eliminated 63-6 on that Friday night.
Hold up, Jim. When did LJ had 36?
He says he think you have to look it up. I'm writing it. I wrote the note down for the check on LJ to see.
I don't remember when he played Yates. I don't remember. Did he play? When did he play Yates?
I think didn't Martin Ranch play him in my season opener? No,
he had 30. Yeah, he had yeah. I can't remember. I wish. Hold up. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Roger Chapman. Let me call it that. Excuse me.
And Marcus Carroll, remember, the key is not 30. The key number we said is 35 or more.
I'm sorry. Bless me.
Not 30. Mm-hmm. 35 is the key. And because Jawan McClellan, J-Mac, he just hit me and said Julian Lewis, he was on the bench, said Julian Lewis did not reach the 35-point threshold. We can all understand. One way I can go and check on that is on the front of RCS Sports. I'm going to show you guys something really, really slick right now. I'm going to show you really, really slick. And in just a second, we can go, you go and pull the website up real quick, or let them, I'm going to show them something real quick. This is something really, really cool. Are you there?
Yeah.
Let me know when you got it.
It's there. You can't see it?
Okay. No, I'm on the main screen. Now, here's where it go. Look where I'm at right now. On the front of this website, RCS Sports, you'll see this thing called Search Our Site. This is a hell of a mechanism that you can use. Let's say any kid name you type into this search box, right? It will bring up the last 10 times that he was written about on this website.
Well, Jimmy, I'm gonna help you out, Jimmy. He had 37. So put that one in your pipe. Yeah, write that one down. I got the wait a minute. Eddie had 37 and 5 assists. Wesley had 21. Eddie had 13 and 12.
Where you at? Where you seeing it at?
No, somebody sent it to me from Martin Ranch.
Okay. Now, Jordan Ivory Curry is what I'm typing in right now.
Okay.
I'm going to put go.
All right.
Now, watch what happens. Watch what happens. It's updated, and you scroll down, and you'll see the last times that Jordan Ivory, and then it says, it'll give you exact words, all words. I'll put the exact phrase. That way, now it doesn't trick anything up. Exact phrase. And I'm going to hit search again. Now, in the exact phrase, now I go and see the last 10 times that his name is mentioned. See how I had to put his name in bold like this? So now let's go and see. This was the playoff, right? So the playoffs might have been in February. No, that was in playoffs. Yeah. I click on that in that VIP news and see if this was the date. But anyway, you guys can go. This is how you can take it off the head. This is how you kind of go and you can maneuver through and find ways on the website to see. You guys can go and you know. So LJ 37 and against the Yates team, he goes into that category. So that means now we have 6 guys.
I didn't want to go there because if I'd have said it, and he's just talking about that, yeah, I know I said, wait a minute, did he play Yates? Because if he played him, he gonna get him 30, at least 35. He's a walking 35. So that's a good one.
And somebody just sent it.
I just sent you something. And then Herb said Tavio Miller had 36 and 17 and lost to Yates. And he said he remember you saying Josh Gray played like he was point shading.
No, Josh Gray did not do it. That's for certain.
No, Jimmy, you didn't hear what I said. See, I told you have listened. I
said Josh Gray played like he was point shading. But Josh Gray played them more than one time. That's one game.
But
he played them more than one.
But what is his name? Tavario. I'm sorry. Tavario Miller had 36 and 17, he said.
So I'm writing that down as a note. Then that way now we go through the archives, and once we confirm those.
So it ain't that rare of a thing, Dan. It's a lot of players.
No, it is rare. Hell, I'll be damned. You talking about 13, 14 years, Adam? In 14 years, and you playing that style of play? A lot of people have
scored 36 on a lot of teams.
But understand, against Yates, they're saying they're going to give you as many points that you want, but they're going to score more. When you play a Greg Wise coach Yates team, a Greg Wise, that's his style. So that means that's opportunity for multitudes of guys that could have scored 35 points. And right now we're scratching like hell to find 10. We're not talking about in football. We're talking about in basketball. You playing 30-something games a year. So that's 37 games a year. That's like what, 400 games? 400 games. We're talking about right now we're on like 8. We got 6 confirmed, and we're going to confirm Tavario Miller, LJ Cry, and the Jordan Ivory Curry as well. Now, Doug said he only had 19 against Yates because he fought out in the third. Remember, yeah, Jordan Ivory Curry did not score. Now, I'm looking at the write-up right now. Somebody just sent me the write-up from the Houston Chronicle last year. Ivory Curry finished with 19 points, yet a believer. He has been one of the Houston area's best guards this season, recently committing to Appalachian State. So Jordan, we can take him off that list. How the hell somebody get on there and put 36 points? Somebody put it on a while ago, Hal. Somebody put Jordan Ivory Curry scored 30. Who was it against? It wasn't against Yates. Now, Jordan Ivory Curry did play good in scoring those 19 points because at the same time the team got the hell smacked out of him. He played good. He had moments. I remember that one time he put the drop back 3-point, got the 4-point play. Then the other time he came and put the guy in the rim. Hal, you was there? He put that guy in the rim. he put that joke. The game was out of hand.
I didn't enjoy myself at that game. You know why? Because everybody kept calling me thinking I can get them in the damn game, and you couldn't get in the game. I could not enjoy myself. I was going back and forth trying to get people in the game. Hey, I don't want to do that no more. Thank God for COVID. I don't have to worry about that this year. Your ass can't get in.
That was Most City Finest. You put Jordan Ivory Curry 36. What game were you watching Most City Finest? Come on, guys. In the boom boom room, we don't try to trick people with fake stats. Give it to us real.
He might have thought he had 36.
That's a hell of a gap, though. How you give him 36 to 19?
Yeah, but it looked like it was 36 to me too. Mo City, my bad. It looked like it was 36. But I know he got beat. Now, I put it like this, Jimmy. He shot enough to have 36. Now, I'm gonna leave it there. Okay. Jimmy, they want to talk about Chet Holmgren and a money base. Oh,
we can do that. We can do that. No. It's just a chop shop.
Huh?
We can do that. This past weekend, of course, they had a triple header on ESPN.
No, he did not say that, Jimmy. The man said the man was heartless after he took off. Wait a minute. Hold up. I didn't see this. Y'all heard saying this. Chet Holmgren.
I didn't. The words I saw. I taped the game. And during a moment after a sequence of a dead ball going to the bench, when Chet had made a couple of plays in a row, and Chet en route to walk into his bench, the players have to cross paths, so you can tell that he was talking at or towards Imani. He was saying, "It's all in here. It's all in here." In other words, telling him that everything he's doing is hard. So, and you can perceive it, yes, but I don't know if he said those exact words. Now, guess what? Somebody that's there, because it's easy to hear what people are saying because the gym is partially restricted because of COVID. So I hadn't checked. I know at that particular game, Vince Baldwin was there. And
Jimmy, I saw a lot of bad basketball too now.
You know one thing, let me tell you something, what you hardly see, and it's funny as hell, like a lot of these teams that score like 70, 80 points, 90 points in regular games. It's something about when those games are televised, those scores are minimized. It's like they're in the 50s to 60s, in most games. You're not seeing that 100-point game, like you would, or the 90-point game, or that up, they're really tactical, the teams or the coaches, how they approach those televised games. In other words, you read the scores of the games from the week before, they're running the numbers up. Now, of course, the opponents is going to be better, but
so you're saying the TV games don't give you what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying there's something about more. I think more coaches may go more deep and understand a lot of the matchups. In other words, you don't normally see a lot of good perimeter shooting or a lot of tempo that is sped up in those games. Now, don't get it twisted. You little fella from on Chet's team, he had 8 threes. Lil Johnson.
Yeah, that little dude. Yeah.
And he's going to play himself. He had a little small interest from a couple of mid-level schools, and that's what it takes. You can make shots. They'll find. Trust me, you don't have to defend. You can make shots like that. Now, can he make them like that all the time? And that's what he do, though.
Wait a minute. What happened to Sierra Canyon, Jimmy? They didn't change LeBron. They done left. They done got them a prep team now. They're not Sierra Canyon. They California basketball something now. Did you see that?
Well, remember the schools, California can't play their regular season until March.
My bad.
So,
you're right. My bad.
So the way around this is
you're right.
The way around the rule. That's why, see, what you just saw this past weekend was the beginning of something new. It proved what ESPN proved by providing a platform for the grassroots to slide into the high school and mixed into the high school season. They've created Frankenstein. Here's what I mean. When the school, just say, for example, let's say if the state of Texas was not playing basketball until March, high school, and let's say ESPN wanted Hightower. Hightower could go. Stephen Woods would not be able to coach that team because UIL has guidelines in place. But certain states have allowed their high school coaches to coach their team kids in the off season. Certain states do. Texas is not one of them for UIL or Texas. However, what could happen is, for example, let's say Robert Haller was to go and coach the team. He's at practice, go to practice and find the plays and go and sit down with it, and he knows everything. Now, Stephen Woods is going to sit directly across from the bench on the other side with a cup, with a plastic cup with the bottom of it, and he'll be talking and shouting directives to the other side of the bench. So now you can't read his lips if you're watching the TV. He has a cup with the hole cut out and making a mini megaphone out of the cup. Here's what happened. They will call that team the Chop Shop. So now the Chop Shop Hurricanes, right? And that team would be the whole Hightower team, but they would be playing. They can't wear the Hightower uniforms. Well, they can't wear the school issued uniforms. Chop Shop colors will be black, evergreen, and white. Same colors of Hightower High School. You follow them? This is how they get one way to get around it. And that way is nothing that the UIL can do. See, I don't think people know. You can actually play on your grassroots team if grassroots teams wanted to play during the same time in high school. A lot of grassroots have respectfully pulled back but they do it in middle school. So people say, well, how can he do that? He got to play. There's no rule that says you can't go and play non-scholastic on a non-scholastic team. You could even go to Hightower and actually go and play on a homeschool team if you wanted. If it was, as long as they were independent and when it was suffice in their rules. Say like a premier academy. Or even that the premier academy is not governed by the TEA, so to speak. They're basically they're based out of Fallbrook now. They're not a member of an organization. You can actually go to your high school and play with them if you wanted to. But that's the thing, how they got around this. And I'm back to the game though, how Imani Bates and Chet Holmgren. And they went head to head, the number one player in 2021 versus number one player in 2020. And what I saw, of course, people mention the age part, and I don't get off into the age part much as the grades because everybody, not many people are going to be the same age when you see showdowns in high school. Not many people are going to be the same age when you see showdowns in college. So the age part, the classification is more feasible at the amateur set level with these two young men. Bottom line, both guys did well, very well. Imani Bates scored 36, had 10 rebounds in a loss. Chet had 31 and 12, 6 blocks in a win. Chet put his fingerprints and was more dominant when it mattered most. When it appeared that Imani down the stretch, I won't say immaturity. It wasn't immature, but his lack of experience kicked in, or more so you can just say, well, Chet's experience enabled him to do things. He was more effective on the defensive end, way more effective on the defensive end than Imani. And that was a difference maker as well, because Chet secured possessions for his team, and he altered shot, and did he block enough? He could have easily had 10 blocks, but I know that that game was emotional on both sides of the fence. Imani Bates showed you guys, if you went into there not liking Imani Bates, then and watching him scoring the 36, that's like going into the Yates versus Crosby, not liking PJ Haggerty. Imani Bates shot the ball way better than a PJ Haggerty did. I'm not comparing the play. I'm comparing the stat lines of 36 and the 36. I think Imani was 50% from the field, 11 for 22, Adam, from the field. 11 for 22 from the field for 36 points. That's pretty good, considering he shot about 11 three-point attempts of those 22 shots. Half of his field goal attempts were threes, and he still shot 50% overall. Hey, I think great job for Imani Bates. The difference maker was the midget. Was a difference maker. He was a difference maker.
Yeah,
that little kid in the A3, he was a difference maker.
He acted like he was that dude. The little short
They dared him to make the threes, and he made them. And he made their ass pay over and over and over. The whole game. He didn't just get hot. The whole game. So guess what you saw right there? You saw two guys validate themselves. That's why I tell people all the time, you could lose the game and still win. There's no player more scrutinized. Who's the more scrutinized right now? Imani Bates or Chet?
Money.
Hell, America been begging for a white hope in high school basketball.
Now, Money is more scrutinized, but
I'm saying he's more scrutinized.
Chet
is the white hope. So he's not scrutinized.
No,
he's
Chet gonna
protected.
let me tell you something. I love that he can play, but he gonna have every advantage to succeed. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, once again, so if you're watching it and you watch those games, you appreciate it because both guys, they lived up to the call. Both guys performed at a high level. Both guys showed you some of the things that they've been advertised about them. Chet shows you he can handle the ball, shows you he can pass the ball. Money shows you he can shoot that thing. It shows you that he's tough. We heard about it. He has he's spirited. That's the words they use.
He got a little. Since if you're gonna say all of them, he got a little pout in him too now.
Yeah, spirited.
That pout ain't spirited, Jim. Pout is I'm gonna take my ball and go home if it ain't going my way. He got a little of that in him, right? And maybe he's a little bit more. He's probably Chet is definitely the more unselfish one. Chet is the guy that now you look at him. Who does each one? If you had to think among NBA mold, which mold would you put Chet in right now, based on a bell curve? What mold would you guys put Imani Bates in right now, for as an NBA player that in the making? I would look at Chet and put him at Porzingis. Oh, you're talking about a player? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Chet Porzingis.
Okay.
I would say Imani could be Tracy McGrady.
Why not KD?
KD is a lot better than Tracy McGrady. So right now, I want to let him grow into that. You see what I'm saying? I didn't go.
So you giving Chet the best because Porzingis is the best.
I could have said Dirk. I could have said Dirk for Chet. You follow me? Dirk is a lot greater than Porzingis. So if I purposely put him, you know what I'm saying?
Dirk ain't blocked a shot in 17 years. That's why I wouldn't have mentioned Dirk. Dirk ain't blocked nobody's shot. Jimmy. He might have blocked a midget shot, but Dirk ain't. No, Chet saying, hold up, y'all. Hey, little old guards, if they get past you, I'm going to throw that shit out of there. That's how Chet was to me.
And that's another thing, Hatter. He was communicating effectively and positively.
Oh my God.
With his teammates. That's a trait. That's some. If you tape that game, guys, or you probably can go and get it off of YouTube or something.
I got it.
You watch how he was an on-the-floor coach with his teammates effectively. He was talking to him. Hey, go here. I got this. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It was great, because when your leader at that young age is being an effective leader and a positive enthusing positivity among your teammates, you're going to get premium output out of most of them. That's the thing about. See, let me tell you about Chet, Adam. We had Chet at the NBPA Top 100 camp didn't have one this year. Last summer in 2019. Chet was MVP. Remember now, Chet was MVP of the NBPA Top 100.
But the money didn't come to that.
No, money wasn't old enough.
Okay, so I know. Okay, so you got familiar, but money is a man. I love his game, but I just figured he being around his dad, and I know some people that was there. He used profanity too much to be that young of age on that stage. I would have told him to tone it down just a little bit, but they say that's the way he is. He lacks the curve.
He's been, you know what though? Profanity is part of normal mainstream TV now.
But every kid, every young kid, Jimmy. I was in the game, Jimmy. When you go to a basketball game, that's not normal. That's not normal. That's not normal.
Let me tell you why it's normal. Let me tell you why it's normal. Proof. I'm gonna give you Exhibit A to why it's normal. When you go to the games and you hear the guys there cussing going on, back in the old, very rare will you find that referee who's going to take that kid up. Very rare at every cuss word. That means even the referees have rolled back their lax. They become lax in allowing it. They're hearing it.
But I don't like it. I still don't like it.
No. I'm not saying that, but at the same time,
I've been to several high school games, Jimmy, and I don't hear it all the time. I'm not going to accept that what you're saying is normal. No, it's not.
But it is.
No.
It is.
All the kids don't do it. I just
We're
don't
not
think
saying
it,
all
man.
the kids doing it. I'm saying it is done though on a way accelerated scale than of yesteryear. You see,
And a great thing,
athletes.
normal don't make it right. Normal don't
No,
make it
we're not
right.
talking about. I'm saying, not talking about right according to whom.
But you tried
That's
to
his father on the
normalize it.
sideline with him.
But you just tried to normalize like that. Just happens.
I didn't say it's normal. I say it's common. It's a common occurrence.
But you
And I'm
use the
looking
word
at
normal.
Scott Athletes right now, and he says that you have 3rd and 4th grade coaches and parents cussing their kids. Make me cringe.
Parents cuss. They grown. Parents can cuss. I'm talking about the kids.
Emulate whom they idolize. So the kids are going to emulate that behavior. And not saying all kids, they will be more prone to. And that's what you see. Now, like I said, you know how you stop that? If referees start to enforce it collectively, it would definitely stop it from happening.
I don't care what it is.
That's the
I don't like
power.
it. And if I'd have heard my son do it, me and him had a problem immediately. I don't care how many times I done cursed. I'll never forget. They played a game, and they gave him a tech. That's one time I wanted to come out of the stands and go and ask the referee, what the hell did he say? Coach straightened it up for me at the end of the game because I was filming the hell you getting a technical foul? And what he did, he said when he missed his free throw, he said, damn. He missed the free throw. And the ref, the tall light-skinned ref, y'all know him, the tall light-skinned ref gave him a tech. And he was right. I said, man, don't you ever embarrass me like that. I'm in the stands. I don't know what the hell done happened. And you get a technical foul and your parents in the stands, you got to be out of your damn mind. I told him just like that. But maybe everybody don't tell their kids just like that. But hell no, I was embarrassed that mine's out there getting a technical foul. The hell out of here. You should never get no technical foul. Let the coach get the technical foul, not one of these little snotty-nosed ass kids. So I'm not going to normalize it, and I never will.
Well, like I said, I mean, referees, they have the power, as you see.
And them mamas and daddies got the power, like I did, to come out there and say, hey, man, you do that.
All mamas and daddies aren't there.
Yeah, but Jamie, I don't care about that. But if they listen to this show, it's all right. Dude, you got my name. You got my last name, and you out here cussing? The hell out of here. You ain't playing no damn more.
Okay, but Hal, understand this. Understand this. Once again, some parenting, some parents have a father-son relationship, and some parents have a father-brother relationship. Some parents, it's okay for certain parents, they allow things that other parents won't allow.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if a money-based father is right there with him on the floor every time he bounces a ball, whether it be in the scholastic season or the non-scholastic season,
still ain't right. I don't care. There. I don't care about money.
So that's obviously the way that he chose to raise his son. And right now,
okay,
like the ball, hey, I stand back. That's you raising your son. It ain't like the dad isn't there.
No, it ain't about that. I'm just telling Jimmy. I'm just saying, you can sit here because you're not a parent. I'm talking for parents here. I don't care how they raise their kids in public. I'm talking about in public. It's just a way. It's a certain decorum. So they might cuss anytime you want to, man. I want you to be a dog. It might be some parents that think like that. But I'm just saying, as me in my house, that's all I'm saying. I just don't think it's right. I don't like hearing kids cussing in a basketball game. I don't like it. I don't care who kid it is. And Rod Wells said Greg Wise don't tolerate it from any of his players on the court. So I'm just talking about right. I'm not talking about, I know there's some parents smoke weed with the damn kids, Jimmy. That don't mean it's right. There's some parents go do a lot of stuff, drink with their kids. That don't mean it's right.
No, I don't mean it right. I mean that's a decision on how you opted to raise.
Just dude, I'm talking about respect, man. That's really, I think that's what I'm boiling down to. Okay, so if you're gonna teach them to be disrespectful, okay, but I'm just talking about just it's a matter of respect. You got grown people in here, a son, and you cussing. Somebody had to call me, who went to the game, and said, "Man, I didn't know this dude cursed like that on every play. And his dad is sitting right there." Of course, yeah, you're right. His damn daddy let him do it, but I'm talking about his daddy too. No, man, I ain't your homeboy. I ain't your friend. I ain't your homeboy. I'm the only person on this planet probably gonna take a bullet for you. Your homeboy wouldn't. I know I will. So you're not gonna sit up here and curse right there. Nah, not happening. Not happening. Not at no 14, 15-year-old. It's not happening. It's not happening, baby. Unbelievable. You understand me?
Guess what? You're gonna lace up your shoes because that team will be in Houston on December.
I won't be at the game.
At the Fertitta Center.
So I ain't got to hear it.
Guess what? If you and you are, due to the fact that the crowd will be restricted on the fans in attendance, you are probably going to hear some more cussing.
I ain't going to hear it because I won't be there.
And the game will be televised, and that means they better know not. There's one kid the public the production team of the broadcast, they'll know what kid not to put a mic on versus who to put one. Like in football, when they do those hot mics in the ball game, they know what players to not mic up versus the ones doing. Those are grown, those are adults, but still, as far as the airwaves and the FCC and everything else, they know certain guys can't.
And guess what? I don't care nothing about ESPN. They don't care nothing about their own employees. So I expect for ESPN to make you look like a damn fool. I'm not talking about them. I don't care nothing about ESPN and their production staff. I don't care. They probably ain't no telling what their kid's doing, so they don't care, especially about somebody's black kid. I'm just telling you, at our culture, I just said this kid, somebody called me and saying every other word was coming out of this kid's mouth was a cuss word at 16 years old. No, sir. No, sir. I don't approve. So is there any other player that we can talk about that wasn't cursing this weekend? Is there any other player we can talk about that know how all them high school games I went to yesterday? And I didn't hear all of that.
What high school games you went to?
I went to a lot of them last year.
Oh, you say yesterday?
No, I ain't going. Hell no. Y'all, it'll be a while. It'll be a while before y'all see me at a game. But oh no, we was just talking about Akeisha Stewart. She just got on. We was just talking about Amani Bates and his profanity. And I see why Chet went back at him and said it's in the heart. Because that boy was probably talking stuff the whole game. So and Amani Bates in his bad mouth. And Jimmy tried to say it was normal. It's normal. I just don't think it's normal. And I hope it's not normal.
Well, even on the feed right now, we have several referees, basketball officials that are viewing right now in the Boom Boom Room, and two of them for sure. That is Moody, and of course Kevin Freeman. Kevin Freeman says that when the kids cuss, he's administering texts. He's tossing them out. That's his house rule. At the same time, if you're administering text, that acknowledges that it's an occurrence. Now, after you administer so many of them, then the rumor will go and the word will precede you to the building. Like certain referees, we know certain referees in Houston high school, when they walk in the gym, we know what kind of game about to be called. It's like, oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Certain referees gonna make it all about. They're gonna make an effort
But
now at the same time, cussing or not, they ready to tee you up. They just want to do this right at one time.
I ain't talking about them kind of refs. I'm talking about the refs that are called the fouls on a kid because they don't like the kid's dad. And them the refs I be talking about. Called 2 fouls in the first 1 minute, in the first 3 seconds of the best player on the team. Every time he play a certain team that I ain't gonna call it Jimmy Smiley because he know the name of it. Every time he play this team and this team is rival, y'all, let me tell you something, Tiffany. I'm just telling you, it ain't just all me. This one referee, I said, and my son's high school coach, he just a nice guy. I said, man, you can't let that man call the games, man. I said, go back and look at the tape. Ricky Scott, soon as the man walked in the gym, I said, it's 2 quick fouls within the first minute of the game. And I tell myself, man, look who's in the gym. Don't touch nobody. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But guess what? He never cursed around that ref. He didn't curse around. That's all I'm saying, man. And I ain't saying he was. Because let me tell you something. Hold on. Let it get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I walked in the gym one time. And he didn't know I was in there. And he blocked somebody's ball on the backboard. And he said a cuss word. And let me tell you something. I went straight, stopped. They was just hooping. I said, come here, man. What if your grandma had walked in that gym? What if your mama had walked in the gym? Homeboy, I don't care. Dad, I was just no player. Can't do that. So that's where I'm at with it, man. It's just some of these referees, man. And I hope, and I'm glad you said that, Jimmy. So if the mamas and daddies not policing it at home, maybe some technical fouls are sitting on them benches. Maybe that'll curb them. Maybe that'll stop them, Jimmy. Just maybe.
That will. You know why? Because 2 takes you out of the game. And what happens is a lot of refs, and this is the question, could it be, I'm going to ask you referees out there, could it be that we don't see an abundance of technical fouls from the cursing during the in-game profanity from these young boys because the referee may be concerned that head coach may put him on that scratch list, or may not invite them to back, or hinder him from officiating future games? Could that be the case? Now, mind you, I'm not even talking about the below average player that's cussing. I'm talking about the red ant in whatever ant bed that you live in, that kid, the top shelf, the magna cum laude of your basketball crop in your area. Those are the kids I'm talking about. Within the confines of those kids. Sure, anybody call a tick on the 3rd grader that's cussing. Let's fast forward on. We know it happens a little bit too, but let's go into the high school ranks where the lights are bright. Those kids, why? If the referee was to hit and let them know before the game, coach, telling you right now, you've been warned. You cussing, I'm hitting you. It's gonna take 1 tick to remind, because habits can't just be broke like that. You get frustrated. Those are habits that's created by a lot of people.
What about this in the coaches thing? Like Coach says something. And parents, see Jimmy, come back to parenting again. If the coach, maybe sometime, if the coach get on the kids about coaching, then the parents saying the coach is tripping. So it all starts back at the parent, Jimmy. That's why I said it.
Yep. That's why the parent, yes, has the ultimate on the way that they breed their kids. But then guess what? That part of how you breed your kid, the enforcement of it, the referee is the police of the basketball game. Mm-hmm. So the police has to enforce the infractions. Otherwise, it's going to run rampant.
Wow. I don't know. I'm sorry for us going off on that tangent. Maybe it need to be talked about because the season is about to start. Jimmy, right now.
It's already started.
And the season is starting, and the gym's gonna be less crowded. So guess what? We're gonna hear a lot of stuff. We're gonna hear a lot of stuff, and I'm just, man, refs. Refs. I might have to lean on the refs a little bit, cause I ain't gonna tell you no lie. That will turn me up. Y'all notice I brought this up. Go on, Jim. Go on, Jim.
No, look on the there's see, and I know, and I didn't know it was as many referees and officials that's on there, but I know it's a few.
Yeah.
And Daryl Richardson is from the San Antonio area, I think.
Okay.
That ASAC area. He says, "Could I ask the question about the officials? Why don't they hit them, give them more?" He says, "We try not to eliminate players for the next game, because if you get ejected, Hatter, remember you got to sit out the next game." Right, so they will really earn that second one. But normally when we give one, we don't have the issue anymore. So that's the thing. You got to give that one. You got to get it one. But if more would start to doing it,
but Jim, I'm gonna tell you, I was so mad at my son for getting that technical foul, Jim. I was so mad at him. Guess what? He didn't get another one. I bet you that. And all I said, you happen again, your ass ain't going to play no more. Exactly what I said. I promise you. You ever see him action? It's not happening, son. I'm sitting up there in the stands and people looking at me like, looking up at me. Oh, hell no. You ain't going to put it on me, homeboy. And yes, I have.
Boy like that.
What'd you say? Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I did it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But guess what? Every time he sees somebody, yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Woods. Yes, Coach Wood. Yes, Mr. Derrick Johnson. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Jacoby. Yes, sir, Thaddeus Moody. That's how he going to talk right now at 26 years old to his elders. Because guess what, man? Come on, man. Hey. We was doing that before Coach Carter movie came out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially a young black man, man. Man, we got too many people trying to get at us. I want us to be respectful. Hold up now. I want you to protect your family now. Don't get it twisted. But all that unnecessary, you 15 and 16 and 17 years old and cussing, and me and Jimmy is in the building, Jimmy's wife or some old women we at the Ruck on the Wood, and I hear you cursing. Come here, man. Come on, player. Come on. We can't do that, player. That's all I said, player. I ain't trying to embarrass him. Now, my own son, he embarrassed me, so I'm going to stop him. But anybody else's kid, man, come on, man. Come on. I can teach you something else to say. I've been reading this book called The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And he has got me, Jimmy, I got to practice these words, but this man is giving me some words I've been saying, wow. The words are so colorful, it's making me go look the words up. And now I'm going to increase my vocabulary by reading this book called The Water Dancer. Check it out if y'all want to read a good book. Water Dancer. But Jimmy, let's get out of here, man.
Yeah, it is definitely time to land the plane, because at the top of the show you missed it. We shared with you the NBA news, the free agency. I'm sorry, and the trade period is now in effect for NBA teams. And there's been one highlighted, punctuated trade, and that is Chris Paul going to the Phoenix Suns in exchange for Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, and a couple other players, and along with a first-round draft pick, not this year, but in 2022. And one thing about the OKC Thunder, shit, they got enough first-round draft picks, boy. They got enough to deal with. They got about, how many first-round draft picks these dudes got?
Jimmy,
in the
you
next
can
5
have
years?
them all you want to, Jimmy. But you gonna still be in the lottery.
But how them first-round draft picks?
Some of them don't pan out, Jimmy.
They're like treasury bonds.
I know, but some of them don't pan out, Jimmy.
No, but no, I'm not saying no. You can deal them before
Oh
and
yeah,
include
they
them in
they, they
another deal.
commodities.
They're
Yeah,
like
I got you.
bonds.
I got you.
So
Yeah.
you don't know what it could be. They have premium value. It's like the options market.
Danny Ainge got
The
a lot of
Chicago
them.
Board of Option Exchange,
Hold up.
the
Hey, Danny Ainge
CBOE
got a
or the
lot of them, Jim.
OEX.
Danny Ainge got a lot of them, right? How good did that do him in that bubble?
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about on that. I'm talking about you got the draft picks.
He got a
meaning
lot of
that
them.
you have a future. That means the future to obtain something, future rights. That you can always the rights to something in the future is valuable, as long as the future.
I say they're valuable, but to me, man, come on, man. Hey, man, ain't no more trades, man. I'm trying to see some trades before we go off. These people scared, man. I can't wait on that my trade for your favorite trade. Your trade, Minnesota trying to get James. Man, James ain't gonna show up. That's what's gonna happen. James said, "I'm not coming up here." What they gonna do? Okay, I'll come up here. Okay, Jimmy, y'all trade me, right? Oh, I'm load management. I'm gonna do the Jimmy Butler. Get me out of here. Okay, that's why I said it's a players' league. If Jimmy Butler can force his way out of Minnesota, the hell you think James Harden can? That's all I'm trying to say. I ain't worried about the Rockets because the Rockets go forever be snake bitten. They've had their run.
Jimmy Butler went from Minnesota to where did he go? He went to Chicago. Is that where it was? And then Philly.
Forced your way out
Miami.
of there.
But he went to Chicago. He was in Chicago first. I'm sorry. He went there with
Dwayne Wade. Because D Wade.
Yeah. He was there first.
That didn't work out. Then he went up there. Yeah.
So
then he treated them like some little girls, and then they sent him. You know, he treated Karl Anthony Towns, the one you trying to get traded to Houston. Hey, hold up, y'all. Let me tell this before we get off. He said, "I want to play on the third team and beat Karl at the first team every time." And said, "Man, these dudes soft," and walked and went to the dressing room. That's how Jimmy Butler did the Minnesota Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns. I'm going to always keep that. That's going to be, till he do something different, that's going to be etched in my mind.
Well, guess what? We'll take Karl Anthony Towns on the inside for the Rockets as one of the interior guys over the bulk of the NBA's interior guys. Not everybody, but the bulk that's available. We would definitely take him for the money he's making. He's making what? About $27 million a year?
Man, all of them making money, Jimmy. All of them making money. That's a bargain.
I mean,
Jimmy, I just told you about Patrick Beverly, y'all. Patrick Beverly is the 7th best player on the Clippers, and he made $13 million. The 7th best player on the Clippers team. And that's why he can sit and talk crazy. When you're making $13 million a year, that means you're in a 40%, 39% tax bracket. So you're going to take home about 40% of that. That's a lot of money, man. Of course he can stick his chest out. This NBA, man, is fantastic. Jimmy, I'm just wondering why they keep shipping Kelly out of every place, Jimmy. Jimmy, you ain't never talked about that.
What do you mean you wondering? You know, understand.
We got to take a whole segment for that. We'll be here at 4 o'clock.
You know, one thing about it is that you can see the signs. But guess what? Kelly Oubre is getting his bag.
Yeah.
He's getting his bag.
Yeah, they get that bread. But we get us out of here, Jimmy. We got more tomorrow, y'all. We got something else for y'all tomorrow.
And you mentioned trade now. One of those other teams that had leaked out that's possible, and that is the Clippers. That's another.
For who?
That's another possible.
For who? My dude.
To send number 13.
Hey man, let me tell you something. I'll take that one.
I'm just telling you now.
Hey,
I'm just telling you, they have a lot of nouns.
But guess what I love about it, Jimmy? I know some people that want him that can't afford him. I would love for him to be where? With Joel Embiid up in Philly. I would love that myself. and send your best friend Ben Simmons so he can clang the ball, so he can break y'all rims down here in Houston. Like he done broke the rims up there, them clang shots, them bricks he be throwing up there. Man, I'm crazy, man.
I take John. I mean, Ben Simmons is a definite good commodity. Obviously, Philadelphia did not want to depart. Whatever it can't remember. The rumor was already out there. The rumor was already in motion with the Rockets working the deal. And we told you guys about this the week after the bubble. New York, Philly, Rockets. The deal fell through. You know why? Because it made its way to the public perception market. The rumor, they could have. I don't think that's the issue. No, that ain't the issue. That's a issue. And when you go and do these deals in the NBA or any of the professional ranks, you do it, keep it under the wraps, get it done. You don't have to let it out. They know what they're doing when some people are letting it out. Daryl Morey might understand. For all we know, Daryl Morey could be bitter at his departure. He could be the one leaking these trades out for the Rockets and messing up their deal. For all we know, that's how it goes. You're mad. The ex-spouse syndrome.
No. But Jimmy, all I'm saying, Russell and James are not happy. And so I know that. Daryl Morey didn't have to tell me that.
But that drive the market. Understand?
Oh, it hurts the market. It hurts the market.
No, it hurts your Rockets.
Yeah, it hurts the Rockets. Jimmy, I want to hurt the Rockets. You're not read my lips. I don't care about the Rockets.
No, but in business, you're trying to get as much close as you can to fair value.
Okay. Marcus Carroll said something key, and I want to end with this one, Jimmy. He said, we don't want to lose Robert Covington. Let me tell you something I love about Robert Covington. I think there's only 2 guys from HBCU in the league. He's one of them. But Jimmy, that man going back and going to build them a real live facility on their campus, Jimmy, for women and men. And I shout out to that young fellow. He's going to use his money to build. Now, Robert Covington, he ain't no superstar, but he going back and putting his money back in Tennessee State University, the real TSU, and putting that money back in that school, man. Unbelievable. Chicago born, you're right. And I think that's an admirable thing. And Jimmy, tomorrow, y'all, I got some stuff. That's Spencer Haywood. You know, we got that new book I mentioned the other day, Jimmy. Spencer Haywood was a monster, man. He got a great story. We got to talk about. Y'all go look up Spencer Haywood. He got a new book out. I'm reading bits and pieces of the book. But Jimmy, yabba dabba to do this thing for us, man. I'm sorry. Yabba dabba do.
I mean, that's definitely that time, and we definitely appreciate you guys for joining today. Make sure you're still on your way out the door. Share the show if you hadn't done so to your timelines. Just share it there. Let it park there and simmer for some of the people that are your friends and your followers. They'll be able to catch the chop shop when they get off work or later on this afternoon. Just do that favor for us today. Also, if you're in the YouTube page, give us a thumbs up, if you will. Also, you guys that are on Facebook, make sure you go over, if you get the time, to go over to our YouTube page and follow that as well. Subscribe us to our YouTube page. It's totally free. It's no catch, no gimmicks. But that way now you'll be able to have the dual effect of watching the Chop Shop from either platform. Let's say you're watching it on your mobile device and your phone gets to ringing. Well, on the YouTube, you can still answer your phone, get text messages. That's one of the benefits of being in that part of the boom boom room, as so many people does. And also, once again, share the show. Spread the word about the Chop Shop. We are right here for you guys. And guess what? There's nothing like the Chop the country. And we appreciate you guys for that. And shout out, I see the Eric Raspberry, Tiffany Sanders. I see Kevin Allen up there. He was up at the Yates game.
Jimmy, where Ashley been? Where Ashley been? I've been missing Ashley.
For the basketball season, her baby boy,
Jimmy
Ruben Jones at North Texas, and they starting off the season in a week and a half, or next week it is. And we'll be hopefully she'll keep us posted on how he's he's doing up there. Because one thing about it, and we'll talk about that stuff tomorrow, a lot of college coaches are trying to make all parents think that every kid is doing just fine until game number 1, when that ball going there, and you see that one column, that's the most important column to any parent when their kid go to school. And what's that column, Hatter?
Playing time. PT, what y'all call it? PT? Playing time.
MPG,
okay.
M.
Minutes played per game. Okay. MPG, you're right. You're right.
That's on the stat sheet. MIN. That's the abbreviation for minutes. But anyway, thanks so much, guys. We'll talk more on tomorrow. We'll see you guys when we up out here for next time to slide down Dino's back. Yabba dabba do this thing for this Monday. Don't forget, guys, how to show them they can get their chop shop, where they get their chop shop hoodies at. It's about to get chilly out there.
Yeah.
Best time to get these.
I like that one, Jimmy. I like that one.
Hey, it's my Rockets version. That's what I got. Chop shop. Peace. We up out here.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop.